Zoom over here yelling some more. Damn.
Oh, it still says it whenever you join up.
It just screams at me.
I tried to, because I pressed it before you came in. I was like, so you could screen that.
Oh, and then another thing that I forgot.
Hey,
What?
do you hear that music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing that at least is to think about is what's the name of the term? I believe it's the mess term. No, not the mess. Either way, golf tournament that's coming up. The grouping is going to be Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and Jordan Spieth, and this could potentially be Tiger's last like hurrah, like run around in this type of professional realm. So it doesn't have to be a big topic, but I think it's always just fun.
The
Trying to see what tournament it actually is.
you just write it in chat.
Yeah.
Stick it in there. So like I feel like whether we get some of these, I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to do this through YouTube or YouTube and Zoom. I want to do that. So like we'll use Zoom and just download some kind of app Zoom where we can have like logo in there
Mm-hmm.
and then like we can have something on the side and stuff like that. And want to get YouTube so we can figure out how we both can do a live thing on YouTube so we can go live sometime.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things for a few minutes. Because all of it's basically going to YouTube and we're just trying to build up that. But the more we do this, the more of a flow and then like a organized process versus what we got going on now. Just trying to figure it out.
Right.
But
And I think I'm gonna hold off on the golf thing because I want to like read the articles a little bit more. Because I don't know if it's just like them putting them together for the sake of like having them play and do an interview, or if it's like a full-on tournament and like they're all going to be kind of in the zone. So yeah, I'm going to read a little bit more on that.
okay. Word. Um also say timing on some segments. Like that was that Kyrie the Brooklyn Nets thing we did. We went long on it, and we tend to do that. But
Yep.
I did think about it then, but then I was like, let's just have like a whole, so we can, so if this takes long to edit and get out, we can still put it out because it'll just be a Brooklyn Nets deep dive thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I guess that's it. So if you ever like, all right, just go ahead and say it. Just be like, we've been on stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like
we gotta move.
yeah.
Dope. All right. Let's just dive on in.
That pull up on my tab real quick.
Okay. So that is good to know. So then also with like the topic of the rule change in the NFL, like what challenges can be done. Pass interference challenges can happen, but they have to happen before the last 2 minutes of the half. So like the
Yeah, yeah.
first,
That was one of
yeah,
my complaints.
yep,
That was one of my complaints about it.
yep. It's like, well, why not just give them that opportunity? Because again, if it's like,
They're like, the game's kind of taking a long time. Yeah, that's just weird.
and yeah, they're like, well, if it's severe enough, we'll have our team in New York call for the timeout. And I'm like, that's kind of dumb because then you're not giving the other team an active amount of time. You're not giving the team like its fair shot at it. Because if you have a team that's managed by Aaron Rodgers, who a couple years ago was a master of shit like this, he would literally rush the lineup and just get a playoff.
I
He
remember.
would he'd just be like, "Go."
Let's go. Just do it. Just go. I'm watching.
Yeah, and they're not going to stop the game like that unless they were trying to get that call the moment like the snap happened. But yeah, it just feels weird. They're like, yeah, the last 2 minutes you can't do it.
So weird. Refs are tired.
They're like, we're not professional athletes. I'm like, well, no, yeah, the sky cam broke at the Jets game. That was funny too. All right,
Go ahead and hop right in.
hopping in.
What up, everybody? Welcome to A&E Podcast, All Nerd Entertainment.
What's good, nerd family? You got your boys here. Marshall, Wisconsin Johnson. Fun fact about my nickname: I hate the Packers, but cheer for almost every other Wisconsin sport except the Brewers. Also hate the Brewers.
That's dope. That's dope. That's why. That's why we became friends, because things like that.
Just adds on to it.
But we got a few things on the docket. We're going to start off with some NFL talk. We're going to talk about some teams in the season. Got some Colts, Jets, Miami, and some Tampa Bay. Then we got to talk about some of these NFL rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Funny things and some changes have been going on. Some concussion protocol changes. Yeah, a good little NFL segment for y'all. So you said you wanted to talk about some of the Colts.
Man, the Colts are. I feel I would hate to be a Colts fan, right? Like, man,
No,
so
I know.
basically they've got rid of all of their main coaching staff. So they got rid of their offensive coordinator, I think like a week ago. And then today, they let go of their head coach. And now their interim head coach is
Right,
Jeff Saturday.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they hired their former Super Bowl winning center as their new interim head coach. And I don't know, that could be great for them because he has that player mentality and he's had history with that organization. Um, I don't always think going to a former player as a coach is a wise idea. Just because they played the game doesn't mean they know how to like mold minds into like working as a team.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of these, especially nowadays, you got a lot of these younger coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They're mostly into the analytics side of things. But I mean, there are a lot of good former player coaches, but I get what you're saying. They're taking a risk.
Yeah,
But
hundred
also
percent.
that's kind of like the Colts thing. It's like
You
A
mean
lot of
like trading for Matt Ryan?
yeah, I mean, a lot of quarterbacks go there to see if they still got it, and then that's where they find out they don't.
Yeah,
Like it's strange what they do. They just try to instead of rebuilding, actually, you know.
it's
Yeah,
just like,
Andrew Luck thing. Like they tried to move too quick.
well, that man just had no offensive line. Like I've never, like we talked about a little bit earlier, I don't remember seeing a quarterback in my lifetime just get lit up so many times to have the types of injuries. Like if I had that happen, I'd be out of commission for like 3 years. But this man is back out on the field as if it didn't happen after only maybe half a year. They're just like, it's fine. Like I'm trying to think of like draft picks that the Colts made that like stood out to me, and I can't think of anything. But then
I
I also actively think like, ooh, I don't really remember hearing their names a lot in like the first 2 rounds. So like you're saying they're trading these older players around for draft picks, and it's like they don't correlate. Like it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. They had a small window last year
Mm.
and or the year before, and then they got Carson Wentz. You know, it's like what are you doing? What are you trying to achieve?
Like
And
why
then
do
you
you
go from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan. Like Matt Ryan's in like Carson Wentz's body is older. Matt Ryan
Mhm.
is actually older. Like, what are y'all doing?
And it's like, not that this would have fixed any issues for either side, but they could have picked up Baker Mayfield. Not that he's a good quarterback, but he's a younger quarterback that you could work with. Like,
Not much, but maybe better. It's
yeah,
it's adjacent to that, but it's he's younger. That's the key. Just try differently. Don't do that to Matt Ryan. Let him go.
yeah, like that man was Matty Ice for a while, and now he's just sad Matty. Like he
For a
got
moment.
got benched for their rookie because he just can't perform anymore. Even when he had Julio Jones on his team, he wasn't that amazing of a quarterback. He just had Julio Jones, who was a great player at that time. Now he's just man that's kind of gone with the wind because what he's with the Bucks now, and he's just been injured nonstop.
Yep. Yep. So we got Matt Ryan on the season, 297 attempts, 203 completions, 2008 yards. Uh, he's 9-9, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 24 sacks. Jeez,
That's rough.
that hurts. 84.7 PBR rate. Yeah, I mean, see, this is one of those seasons where like it may not be that bad being a Colts fan because they're probably not even watching.
True enough. True enough.
That's what you do in these situations. You just clock out.
They're
I'm a football fan.
gonna cheer for teams on opposite sides of the state, and then just go from there.
Yep, yep. But let's move on to a better team with bigger and better aspirations. I'm talking about the New York Jets.
Jets, 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 Jets.
Yes. Yep. I mean, they got a couple QBs.
I mean,
Couple
I,
QBs. Let's just well, we'll just say this. Jets are fantastic in basically every area of their football team,
mhm,
except
like,
quarterback.
yep.
The only
And
question
like the quarterback situation, they're probably going to ride Zach Wilson for a little bit longer. Do I think Zach Wilson's developed? Yes. But do I think some like disciplinary issues or like consistency issues are going to affect that? 100%. Um, don't get me wrong, I actually kind of give Zach some props how he handled his very public breakup. Where his ex is like, well, he banged his best friend's mom and he just stayed quiet. And then one day on Twitter, he's just like, hey guys, I just got back from a mountain retreat where I was at a spa. What's all this about?
Yep. He's like, what's going on again?
I'm just like,
What are y'all bringing up? Bringing up
like,
old stuff.
like, oh, all right, okay, so you did that well. You you know how to
Is it
be
fair?
like,
Is it fair to say maybe he's a little bit more popular and people are accepting more of the downfalls maybe because of that?
yeah, I would 100% say so. Do you know how many jabronis were probably like, yeah,
Like,
like,
bump it, bump
yeah, but like, God, like, don't get me wrong, I think he, all right, but at the same time, like, who knows how toxic that relationship was on both sides, but fucking.
He's a New York Jets quarterback. I mean, the news is gonna be spun one way mostly in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But I
So
mean,
then
from him,
Joe Flacco.
they were, yeah. I mean, Joe's Joe. He's good
He,
backup to
he's
have,
Joe. He's Joe.
especially in a place like the Jets. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it hurt. It's weird and scary when you have him as a starter. But no, I mean, aside from the quarterbacking, everything is great. Brees Hall went down. My wife,
Bummer.
my wife's a huge Jets fan, so I'm an honorary Jets fan. I kind of shed it as well. But no, they barely skipped a beat.
And
Uh,
like, I think if Zach was healthy and was able to play those first few games that he had to miss because of his injury during the preseason, I think it could be a little bit different because he would have more repetition behind him and he would have been able to build that confidence earlier.
yeah,
So yeah, like they're like right there. They're so close. And I know no team really enjoys hearing that because they just rather hear like we're there, like we got this. But it's like it's so close.
wait, don't say no team. The Jets love hearing that. They love hearing they are just a quarterback away.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just how New York sports goes. You know, they win. I mean, do I gotta bring up Linsanity?
Oh my god, though that time, man.
Yeah, Linsanity. You got Carmelo. You got Zach Randolph. I mean, Carmelo's like a lot better, but I mean, he wasn't. You know, he wasn't in the same era as like LeBron James or Kevin Durant. You know, where
Right.
he could just put the whole team on his back and bring you to you got Carmelo and you're going to go to the finals. That was never him. But that's all New York needs. You know, they just need their superhero. That's all they need to win some games, make it fun, and with every playoff win, they're gonna celebrate it like they won the final. Like that's
Right.
how it's gonna be. It's if they're not supposed to be there. Right?
Well, then, I mean, and their defense is just so much fun to watch. Like Sauce Gardner became one of my favorite people with the way he trolled the Packers. I loved every minute of it. I'm like, if I ever buy a football jersey, I kind of want yours.
Right. Like, come on now. I mean, and it's so funny because, being an Eagles fan, my wife being a Jets fan, like two of our favorite players is Darius Slay and Sauce Gardner. Two amazing cornerbacks. Like, and Sauce is a rookie. This is
Mhm.
like a rookie. They usually struggle their first year, and then like most of them struggle their second year as well. And then like they start progressing and getting better. Like
Hmm.
that's just how being a cornerback goes. But he's just coming out the gate making receivers, making quarterbacks look bad, daring
Hmm.
quarterbacks to try me. Like I'm a rookie. Go ahead, run it
Hmm.
else. Do it if you want to. I mean, we
It,
talked last week,
yeah,
Josh Allen. He's getting too loose with it, but Sauce got the best of him. Was it?
right.
It was 3 interceptions, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Let's go look at it real quick. Defense.
because I'm pretty sure it was like 3 picks.
Yep, 3.
Yep.
My man Sauce Gardner. You want to talk about him for MVP, maybe? Definitely
Man, I
gonna
mean, 100% rookie of the year. Like, I think that's just, or at least for like a defensive position. Like, yeah.
be defensive rookie of the year already. Maybe
Mhm.
rookie of the year overall. But I mean, yeah, you got Sauce. Their line, if I'm not mistaken,
I
they
mean,
they sacked Josh Allen 5 times.
yeah, it was a brutal, brutal thing to watch. Like,
Beat down. Like
mhm.
he's getting beat down. It was amazing to watch, honestly.
Hey, like, man, those Jets, they're dangerous.
Yeah,
And I can't wait to see because who knows, they could pull off some Eagles shit next year where they go undefeated for a while.
you never know what they can do.
Mhm.
'Cause they play 6-3 now. They play the Patriots next.
That should be
We're gonna have
God.
to-
I think the Jets will pull that one off. I'm like more of a Patriot fan, not necessarily Tom Brady or a Belichick fan, but I enjoy the Patriot organization just because Ty Long was one of my favorite players, or Ty Long, Ty Long, but yeah, Ty Long was one of my favorite players, and you know, I think the Jets will probably just knock Patriots out next week, and I mean, it will probably be a relatively high scoring game. So like maybe like 21-17 Jets.
Yeah, I can see it maybe being worse than that because talking about the Patriots and Mac Jones and company, and
Mhm.
up against that, going up against Sauce, we were just talking about him. Like,
Just
I don't know, and their run
mm,
game's not that good.
yes, like what's his name? Stevenson. He's okay, but yeah, like that. Oh, the Pats, man, they're in a fun spot. Uh, but yeah, before we dive too far, we should probably go in so we don't get too into it or too distracted.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's move on to the Dolphins because
Right.
they had a great weekend.
Hmm.
We were talking about, I heard a little bit of chirp about somebody said Sauce Gardner got his name in just a conversation for MVP consideration. It's not gonna happen because he's
Yeah.
just and he's a rookie, and it's just not quite there. He's on the Jets.
Right. And it's hard for a defensive player to be the MVP.
It's hard for a non-quarterback to be,
Hmm.
but when we talk about the Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill is a legitimate
That
MVP.
man, that man's dangerous.
Uh, See, he's not dangerous until you step into his habitat. Cheetah.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to be in danger.
But like,
He's out here burning people.
mhm.
And he's not even a big dude. He does all receiver jobs, big receiver jobs, little receiver jobs, catch it, go up for the ball, take some hits. He gets hit a lot, and he just gets right back up. He's the most
Yeah.
durable I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and I think like being short is part of his advantage because like if you think of a tall player, so like Megatron, if he's getting those type of tackles where they have to kind of go low on them, like for tall guys and like getting hit in the legs, it's such a scary thing because you're like, I have way farther to fall, and I also just have a bigger, lower target area for them to hit. And you already have so much stress on your knees if you're taller than like most. So like you're getting hit in the knees constantly, like you're fucking done. Like it's just not gonna work. But then you have Tyreek, who is just built at that short stature where most of hits are gonna be in like the midsection if they're like kind of tackling low on him. To get to his legs, they gotta be like crawling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's and he's just so fast. Like you're not touching his legs.
Yeah.
I don't. The only time his legs have been touched is when someone else jumps on his back because they were in front of him and just jumping on him because that's the only way they try to tackle him. And another person grabs his legs so they can make sure he falls. And that's about it. Or it's like a deep bomb and he catches it. Like nobody is touching him,
Mhm.
let alone his legs. How how many yards passing receiving yards do you think Tyreek gonna pass?
How many receiving yards?
You had to guess.
I'm gonna guess like right at 300, something like that.
300 receiving
Uh,
yards.
yeah.
Nope.
Hmm.
Remember, we just said uh Gabe Davis was 31st with 400 and something yards.
Oh, that's right. We did say that.
And
Hmm.
Tyreek Hill is an MVP candidate.
Yeah. Then I can't think of his receiving. Yeah, I can't. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
1,100 yards.
God damn. Well, and the thing is, he doesn't even have a lot of touchdowns either. It's just like his receiving yards are fucking crazy.
He's uh he's on pace to breaking or to getting 2,000 receiving yards in a season, which has never been done.
Yeah. Well done for him. Like everyone was really, really worried about that move to Miami, but it's
Hold
worked
on,
out.
wait. Is this right?
Hmm.
He only has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and like two of them win that Bears game last night. He's getting like in fantasy, he's getting like 30, 40 points off of receiving yards
I
alone.
know I have him in my in our fantasy league. All Nerd Everything Nerdverse fantasy league, which I was doing well, and then Aaron Rodgers happened. So, but
Ah,
I had two in last night.
smart.
I benched Aaron, put into it, and he lit it up. My wife is mad because I'm playing against him.
Family drive.
Yeah, sleeping in here tonight.
Starts throwing shit at you.
Yep, yeah. Okay.
But
Fantasy
yeah, man, like that Dolphins team, it was there, and I'm a Bears fan, and like watching that happen, I was like, I mean, if it's gonna be a team, fine, it might as well be the Dolphins. Uh, but like that game overall was actually really impressive. I think it showed the quality of both teams that a lot of people didn't think was there. And like just for the way like Justin Fields handled himself, breaking Mike Vick's record for rushing like touchdowns for a quarterback, like well done. And the past like 3 games, he's thrown 6 touchdowns and only 1 interception. And I'm like,
That's how many?
2-3 games.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that's right, because it was a rough starting for him this year.
Real bad. Real like that. Yeah, God, yeah, I don't.
I mean, as like a casual, less than casual Bears game watcher, because it's not going here in North Carolina. But he's the beginning of the season. I'm like, what is going on over there? Like, what are they? Is there anyone coaching him? Is he just like, all right, so it's like I'm gonna just do something? Like,
Well, like,
was horrid.
oh
I didn't know what they were. Although he does have a few fumbles.
yeah, but like those fumbles are more of like him getting rushed in the pocket and
Yeah,
then not having protection, and he just gets hit from behind. I think actually Justin Fields has the most sacks against him in the NFL right now, even compared to Matt Ryan, who has like 24.
that's not Ryan. But you said,
Yeah, because what was it? Their Thursday night game when they played the Commanders, they posted it, and they're like, Justin Fields has 31 sacks. And I'm like, damn.
well,
But like overall, like at least for them, it's like coaching staff kind of like taking the reins off of Fields a little bit more, because they're like, all right, we're going to go ahead and just kind of let him do his thing. We're going to keep him moving outside the pocket because he's just not a pocket passer. He possibly could become one, but it's going to take time. Because they've, bringing in Luke Getsy from the Packers, who was Aaron Rodgers, like kind of like the offense coordinator, quarterback coach.
yeah.
He's helped that development. So Fields is going in the right direction. Picking up Claypool kind of helped because it just gives him that extra target. And then I'm excited to see what they can do. Because at that game yesterday too, when Justin Fields ran the ball himself and he ran to the Dolphins sideline, the Dolphins head coach, whatever his name is, I can't think of it. That new younger coach, Mike Daniels, I think. Uh, he he looked as Justin turned around to run back onto the field. Him and Mike made eye contact, and he's like, "Stop it!
Stop doing that. What are you doing? Like Lamar Jackson isn't here. Stop. What are you doing?
That was funny. I was like,
Hey, we gotta win. 76ers.
"Hey."
But let's keep it moving on. We got Tampa Bay coming up right now. And personally, I'm happy for Tom in that win. That was he needed it. On the press conference, he was like, he's like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Fun. He was just so, it's like, Jesus, thank goodness we got that win. Like he didn't know what he was going to do if he had lost that game.
Like, and I think a lot of it is just that divorce is finally out of the way. He has nothing to think about besides football and his kids, and I think football is a little bit higher on the scale. Just because Tom Brady's a competitor, like that's just who he is. He was the last pick in the draft, Mr. Whatever the title they give that last pick, Mr.
Oh, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, but whatever. He was the last pick, had to prove himself to even start for the Patriots, and he only started because who was the quarterback then? The quarterback then just got hurt, and like Tom had to step in, and Tom kind of went off. He then just became the star of the team, and having Belichick as a coach also helped.
The story wrote itself from there. But then getting to Miami, winning the Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
Higher, and then he doesn't. And then this year happens. I mean, last year was not great. This year, it all came to a head. It's lost 5 games.
Yeah.
In a row.
I think they lost
Either way, first
4.
time in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't he doesn't need to go to the playoffs. I mean, yeah, the the divorce and things are behind him. The stress part, well, for all we know, the limelight stress part of everything of this messy divorce, or messy for him, is behind him, so he can just
Mm.
play. I don't
Right.
think he's gonna play much better anyway. He's gonna. I mean, it's Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. This game was going to happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Like,
go defeated for him to fall off. For him to be washed, pretty much.
mm-hmm.
I respect him and loved his career. I'm an Eagles fan, but that boy done. That boy done.
Yeah, he needs to just accept that multi-million-dollar sportscaster job. Like, it's,
he just.
well, then like, so then you look at like Tom Brady getting this win, and then you look at Aaron Rodgers losing to the Lions, and I don't think he's lost to the Lions in his like Packers career. So losing to the Lions yesterday, and again, me not being a Packer fan, so good.
He made snap. Or and then he was like, "Nah, cool, we got another game next week. We'll probably turn it around." Lost again. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the fucking game. He's
Uh,
gonna go crazy. But since we're right there on Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, let's play this little game of Would You Rather, and we'll just start it off with that. Would you rather get called out by Aaron Rodgers while he too is playing like dog shit, or get yelled at by Tom Brady on the sideline of a game where he's playing bad also? Now remember, Aaron Rodgers did this on a press conference, addressed it, and talking about people getting cut all the time while he's throwing interceptions.
mhm.
So, which
um, I thought about this for like when you first brought it up. I was like, "Fuck,
you
this is
want
gonna be
to?
hard." But honestly, I would rather go with Brady.
Exactly.
Because like in my mind, the whole reason the Packers are falling apart is because Rodgers asked for the money he's not worth.
Mm-hmm.
You pay this man like $120 million when
Mm-hmm.
he's on his way out in like 2 years, and instead of looking good for this time period, he's just looking like shit. He's unhappy. I've never seen Packer fans so devastated and just lost. And I love it. I was at my buddy's place watching the game with them. They're Packers fans, and I'm just laughing. And I'm like, this is amazing. I've been waiting for this to happen, and it finally happened.
Also, before we run out of time real quick, um, I'd rather Tom Brady because like he was just frustrated. Like I'm sure he gets along with everybody a lot more than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, he's just yelling at us on the sideline. He's the quarterback. Well, we let him cry. It happens.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap this segment up. We will be right back with some more nerd shit.
Yeah.